what's the most exciting thing you see coming up in the air gases business? And perhaps you could address that from an R&D point of view. Pierre, we'll come to you first.
Well, I think the topic decarbonization is driving the industry and gas companies. So I'm not thinking about air gases just now. I'm thinking about green hydrogen and electrolysis. But otherwise, I know that coming back to additive manufacturing and air gases, what will be quite interesting is with the growth of additive and the increase in production of powder for additive manufacturing, there will be more and more need in specific areas for argon. And on those sides, argon recycling will be a hot topic because it will make sense. And we will be happy to support this initiative in this case.
That's great, thank you. And we do hope to cover a little more about maximizing argon recovery and recycling next week. And Steve, to you, some final thoughts. What's the most exciting thing on the horizon in air gases for you?
Two things, Rob. Firstly, natural gas reforming, oxygen for the ATR, nitrogen coming off the air separation unit to make the ammonia, blue energy islands, an incredibly valuable concept, making zero emissions hydrogen, making zero emissions ammonia. Secondly, there's a huge growing concern, quite rightly, that methane emissions are also very, very harmful for climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. Methane on a 20-year basis is 56 times worse per ton than CO2. We need to worry about methane just as much as we worry about CO2. The advent of CCS, or the emergence of CCS, the growth of CCS, will enable us to use more coal. Interestingly, right now around the world, there's a coal shortage. Of course, most of that coal is being used on power plants with CO2 emissions. But if we can use carbon capture and coal on coal gasification to make purple hydrogen, low carbon purple hydrogen, we can relife these fossil fuel coal assets in an environmentally friendly way. And that's again going to pull for a lot of ASU oxygen. And coal, of course, when we're using it in that way, is methane free. So, I think natural gas has got a good future, but we really need to work hard on the methane emissions. That's really going to get people asking the question, well, hey, what about coal? Of course, we can only use coal in a sustainable way if we use CCS to capture the CO2 emissions. So those are my top two, energy islands and let's rethink coal.